What's up, friends? What's up, world? It is Sunday, and it is Nico, and I'm here to hang out with y'all for a little bit, and we're gonna navigate this whole ass situation together, and we're gonna hang out and have a little bit of a good time, and that's just how it is. So thank you for being here and sharing some space and some time. I hope we can have a nice conversation. I hope we can learn some things, and I hope we can cultivate a good vibe that gives us appreciation for life. Life is a blessing. Every day above ground is a good one. Another day above ground, winning streak continues, sort of vibe. Um, so here we are, and we're continuing. And if you're wondering why you haven't seen my face in a while, that's a really good question. I've been out doing stuff, having cool experiences. I have a fair amount of stuff to talk about today, and I also have been a little bit unmotivated to come online and so forth. And that's okay. I'm working with it. I come on here and I was like, I don't know. My commitment is to be here for the people that want me. And one of my big lessons last year was invest in those who invest in you. So I want to make myself available, but I'm also starting to change my approach as far as like doing this every week and making it a scheduled thing. I got certain things in my life that are important to be scheduled and regimented, and that are important for me to have discipline about. And then I got others that are less important. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start making myself more available just off the cuff when I feel like it and I got a moment. I'm just going to click onto YouTube. I'm going to go live for 5-10 minutes. I'll tell you what's on my mind and move forward like that. And hopefully I can just drop some starter things that people can digest, and we can they can leave some questions in the comments or whatever, and we can take it from there. I'm happy to answer questions. I'm happy, what I have is for the world, and what I have is for you. So, as far as knowledge and experiences and stuff like that, if you got a question, I will answer it. And I would love for that connection. But just this thing of like working so hard to like, I don't know, like the middle of my Sunday, I want to be doing like kind of other things. Like I'm working on a website right now, and I'm learning a bunch of CSS and JavaScript and stuff like that. And I want to be able to just give my focus to that and have the chunk of my Sunday to be able to work on projects and stuff like that. I was thinking about reformatting and doing it like a Saturday morning thing and having it be like a let's get ready and get motivated for the weekend sort of vibe. And maybe I will do that to some degree. I like hitting it kind of at the beginning of the weekend so I can fill your cup, we can fill our cup, and go out into the world and be awesome. I'm here to fill my cup. If you will allow me to, I will fill your cup with what I have. And I think we will all be better for it and enjoy it. I certainly hope so. That's my offering. So in any case, I'm here now, and I'm here to give what I have. So that being said, I am here for engagement, and I am here to connect. So if you're seeing this message, then let's get down. Let's talk about some cool stuff, and let's expand on some ideas and stuff like that. I've been in a little bit of like enjoy the movie mode, which, for people who are aware of what's going on in the world, is a little bit of a dangerous game, in the sense that like, there's some amount of complacency, some amount of like trust the plan sort of thing, that keeps people from getting involved, getting into action. But you know what? Like, that's okay to a certain degree, because when we talk about trusting the plan, we're talking about trusting the plan of creation and the plan of Great Spirit. All this more recent stuff that came along with, trust the plan in regard to the, QAnon, maybe not psyop sort of situation is like, that's all political. Like, of course, don't put too much faith in any of those systems, but put all of your faith in the Most High sort of vibe, and that plan I trust. So we just watching the world go around, and also like, from your corner of the world, there's a limit what you can do physically, but there is no limit to what you can do spiritually. And a lot of times, like the art of Zen is to do everything by doing nothing, sort of thing. So like, I'll just put the message to you that like, and this is how I carry myself, is that the most important thing that you can do in any given moment is to carry the vibe and keep the faith, and love and light and goodness, and love your people with every drop of your soul, and give it your all and do your best. And today's an interesting day. There's a transitional period. We're just entering spring for real. The days are getting longer. We're hitting, I guess, today's daylight savings. Is that right? I don't know. I saw that somewhere. But it's getting to be about that time. So we're getting more hours of daylight, which is nice. But at the same time, it's transitional because I'm kind of sad. I have some relationships in my life that are pretty important to me that don't seem to be working. And it's a bummer. And having to move on from people that you care about sucks. Especially people that you really care about, and when you've tried everything and exhausted all options and you got to move on. And, I've learned my lessons in the sense of like, I've done my best. I've done my God's honest best in recent years, not perfect, but growing, and thankful. And, some things that I learned along the way, I didn't understand really what gratitude was about. Just think the importance of effort for it. And now have committed to doing my best, and it's not always perfect, but it is my best, and I'm committed to it. And then I see other people in my life that I really care about that are not able to make that same commitment. And they, if that's your best, then whatever, cool, good for you. But it's not good enough to be a part of my life. It's not good enough to be my friend. It's not good enough to make plans with me. It's not good enough that I'm going to spend my free time hanging out with you. And I got, certain people in my life just have not stepped up to the plate. I'm thinking about one person in particular, and it's okay. I have other people in my life that just outed themselves as just sucking, during the COVID nonsense. And that was nice too. It was nice for people to out themselves as lame, because it made it a lot easier for me to kind of figure out who I want to hang out with and how I'm going to roll. I am so thankful for how much I've grown in the last couple of years, and for having the veil raised to some degree from my eyes compared to what I was before. And of course, we always have the veil to some degree. Life is an illusion, it's a lucid dream. We're always only partway awake. Seeing if there's video latency. I'm broadcasting from my room across the house from the Wi-Fi router, so if it's laggy, just enjoy the smooth baritone melodic sound of my voice, and so forth. And I hope you like my vibe. Have a laugh with me, have a smile. It's all good. Life is the best parts of life are silly, sort of thing. And so anyway, very exciting. I wonder, I'm gonna show off. Speaking of silly, still deep in the Darrow community. Still working on my project. That's what I'm building this website for. I'm a little bit behind on it. We got a deadline coming up. I don't know if I'm going to make a good submission for this Leg of the Dark contest, which is kind of a bummer because it's a great opportunity to get involved in whatever. I'm doing my best and I'm getting there. And I'm going to continue the journey. I'm going to continue learning and smart contracts and stuff like that. All right, fine. Derail. We're talking about Darrow now. We're going straight into crypto and stuff. Um, I'm becoming increasingly impressed with the Darrow privacy blockchain contest. If you don't know about, not contest, project, product. If you're not aware, Darrow.io, check out their website. It's very cool. Backed by homomorphic encryption and just high quality software engineering. And crypto is software. Whoever makes the best software is going to become fabulously wealthy. In dollar denominated terms, when the Federal Reserve goes down, we'll see what that means for purchasing power. Lol. Man, so much to bite into. I don't even know where to start. I'm just gonna go. The banks are crashing. Did anybody notice that? Did anybody notice that? Anybody paying attention? Did anybody pick up some more physical silver last week? Guns and butter? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully that's not the future. It's not like a Mad Max thing. I don't think it will be. I think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes with these massive trust accounts, and like we're basically coming to an accounting, like, you know, and you could call it the apocalypse, the great revealing. It's basically the great revealing of the um, you know, of the accounting that has gone wrong. That they've printed money to infinity and racked up all sorts of debts against the credit of living people, and that's those hens are coming home to roost sort of vibe. So, like I said, I'm just kind of in watch the movie mode. These banks are going down, and they cannot print money fast enough to stop it from happening. We were talking a little bit on. I was listening to the Defund the Matrix podcast with David Avocado Wolf and Morpheus. I don't know his name. And they were talking about Pluto being part of it. Pluto moving into Aquarius, and that it just moved into Aquarius, right? Week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when SVB and Silvergate Bank were going down. And then they were saying it's going to go retrograde for a couple months, which I think is going to mean they're going to have a couple months to prop up the banking system and pump liquidity into it before Pluto goes direct into Aquarius for the final time, which, I mean, kind of Pluto is a long moving outer planet. So for it to go direct into Aquarius, that's basically, in my mind, kind of signals the completion of our transition from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. You know, like the Mayan calendar ended in 2012, but the reality is that, you know, we're dealing on a, you know, precession of the equinox, 26,000 something years. And so each, you know, each sign gets about 1,800 years in it. And, but that, you know, there is a, it's not like January 1st, 2012 or December 21st, 2012, that's the day. And, you know, it marks like an inflection point, but as far as like seeing the changes manifest, it takes a while. So here we are 11 years later, almost. And now we're starting to see the manifestations. And so for anybody that's like troubled by what's going on right now, and like they're still rattling their sabers for World War III, and my vision has always been that they would rattle their sabers and that the people of the world would collectively, you know, grab their balls and step up and say, fuck you, to the people who are clamoring for World War III, sort of vibe. And I think it's happening. I'm seeing that they're wilding out in France right now. Here's, you know, we're going to raise the retirement age, have fun working 2 more years for our, you know, imploding monetary system, and having your purchasing power inflated away to zero. No, they're not having it. You know, and French culture is funny because there's a part of it that's super lame and like real, just like, you know, you cheese eating surrender monkeys, as groundskeeper Willie put it in one Simpsons episode. But then there's the other side of France that is like really committed and dedicated, like anarchists and you know, utilitarians and communitarians and farmers, pastoralists, and so forth. And that side of French culture is fabulous. And you know, hey, listen, you know, obviously they say, you know, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. It appears to me like the French political aristocracy class did not learn their lessons from the French Revolution, and maybe it's about time we do a rerun. Wonder what that might look like, sort of thing. So I am advocating for upholding the public law, and there are penalties for treason. There are penalties for the things that have been done by the people who have done them. So, you know, I believe that the law, it's very important to uphold the law. And I believe that the commercial statutes, codes, and regulations that have been enforced upon living men and women as if they were corporate persons are not law, and that they are have no force or effect towards people who do uphold the spiritual laws. They can, if a law is repugnant to the Constitution, one may safely behave as if it does not exist. I forget the case number of that, but that you can quote it straight from the Supreme Court. If a law is found to be repugnant to the Constitution, it may safely be treated as if it does not exist. Repudiated. So anyway, that's exciting. Things are starting to happen. We're seeing crypto go bullish again since January, basically, and January was kind of like an impulse wave. It just was down far enough that it really needed to correct back to the upside. And then once we saw the bank run, the SVB happen, all of a sudden it was like people started to really realize like, hey, holding fiat currency is a bad investment. And so we saw a lot of money start going into crypto, which obviously, you know, means market manipulations. It means the market makers are trying to get people to think it's going one way and not. And that's what I mean about this retrograde thing. I think it's possible right now. All right. So when I saw it down to like 91 cents or something like that, and I was like, oh shit, here goes, UST situation again. And I had been holding some stable coins on the side, not like a lot, but just like kind of, you know, waiting for that best buy signal. And at that point, I was just like, fuck it. Like, I already know USDC Circle has some problems. They're being sued by Reggie Middleton and their connections with Coinbase on are they a security for like offering yield on USDC at Coinbase, etc. I don't know all the details of that, but I just know that like there's enough red flags that like I would be uncomfortable holding a large portion of my position in USDC as I would to hold it in fiat. So my USDC positions and my USD position in my actual bank account, I keep, you know, no more than necessary. And you know, I've been dollar cost averaging into my favorite crypto projects when there's a good opportunity. So that was a good chance for me to get out of USDC. Say fuck it, I would rather actually hold crypto, and that has been good. Things have been up a bit since then. And now, you know, we just saw Hex pumped up to 11 something cents, and now it's retraced back down to about 8 right now. We could see a retrace further. We'll see. I trade largely, I don't prefer trading. I mean, I honestly I prefer long timeline horizons. So, you know, I like my positions that, you know, the projects that I believe in, I put that away and I don't think about it and I don't look at it. Sort of odd. But having said that, there are times when you know the market is overheated and like just see it's like doesn't make sense that it could continue going up from that spot. And so like I'm starting to get into the habit of taking profits in those places and just trying to make my bags fatter bags. You know, and just being smart about taking profits. Like during the bear market, there was I like, sure, I have a long-term time preference, but there were several moments along the way where I'm like, I definitely would have been smart to just cut bait and say, hey, I like this project, I want to hold it long-term, but I'm going to sit on the sidelines until it's more clear that we bottomed, and you know, zoom out, see things from a lot longer time horizon. The thing in particular that's we're looking at now that is starting to make things look bullish again is Bitcoin challenging and trying to hold the 50 EMA and the 200 on the weekly time frame. If you look back to like the last bull run, once Bitcoin, you know, had a couple weeks closing above the 50 and the 200, it was off to the races, and it didn't stop for like 40 weeks or something like that, or close to a year. This was after COVID. This was like, you know, in the run up from like mid 2020 up to or I guess it was COVID. It was like it was March 2020 all the way up to the first top at 64K back in April of 2021, which is when I decided to get in the market. Yeah, very smart move there. Um, I just could not wait to learn my lessons about buying the top, entering into a hot market. Um, but I mean, shit, I've learned a ton, and at the end of the day, is like the mainstream system is going down, and like it's going to happen. It is deterministically going to happen. So like, you know, like those of us that were aware of this, like we're the people who got into Bitcoin in like the 2000, 11 sort of thing. They were like, yep, fiat monetary system is going down, and then they were validated and vindicated when Bitcoin, has been the best performing asset of all time, or has been one of the best performers among the best performing asset class of all time, which is crypto. So crypto is just filled with people that are ahead of the curve, that see things that other people don't see, and put the dots together. And this is going to be the ultimate silver lining for, all these people that have been hollering conspiracy theorists. Like, conspiracy theorists in 2023 just means people that are able to recognize patterns. And, if you spend enough time looking at charts and you recognize the patterns, you're going to see that crypto has outperformed basically every other asset class on Earth. And we just have gone through a pretty an extended and pretty deep bear cycle. Hex went down over 95%, ETH went down 80+%, Bitcoin went down 70%. We're going to always and forever hold Richard Hart's feet to the fire that it didn't hit down to 11K, although it may still. Let's see what happens. There's likely to be some volatility. I think this week is going to bring some volatility. There's still too much banking stuff. Deutsche Bank is underwater, et cetera, Contagion, et cetera. You see me like gleefully watching these multinational mega corporations go up in flames because they're fucking criminal. They've been stealing from people. Like bank fees are basically stealing, and fractional reserve lending, over collateralization, usury. These things are wrong, and these people have gotten away with it for too long. So yes, I'm gleeful for them to go up in flames. Now, the part I'm not so gleeful about is that what is this going to mean for our supply chain, and what is this going to mean for the health, wellness, and safety of people in general. And for that, like, we're going to need some help. We're going to need some help from higher power. It's important to pray. I pray unceasingly. I envision a world where, in this time of change and conflict, where we can anyone who has the heart and desire and courage to be authentically and to dream can pass through the eye of the needle and can survive to see through this next world. And with the psychological operation that started in 2020 that we saw, it became clear that a lot of people are not spiritually prepared to pass through that eye of the needle, and they wish to lay down their mortal body and recycle their spirit before passing forward to the next cycle. They died, basically, and continue to die. And that people would run into the arms of pharmaceutical companies that were intent on poisoning them to death if they would let them, indicates that those people were just not of the consciousness to move forward for this next step. And, compassion and healing. I'm encouraged by how well some of the people that I know that took the injections um, are doing. They're still alive. That's good. You know, not out of the woods by far. I mean, it's been what, a year and a half basically since they started deploying these things, and long range, that studies usually go 5-10 years. I don't know. Long-term vaccine studies usually run 5-10 years, and they didn't do that for this case. So if you took the injection, you are the test um, group. Um, very pleased to be your control group. I'm doing great over here. So science says, whatever. Um, uh, but my vision and my wish is that all the people who have the heart and the spirit and the courage to pass through this time will be able to do so unharmed. And scripturally it says, like, of my followers you shall not harm a single hair on their head, sort of vibe. Um, and I wish that for everyone. I wish for the notion of evil or unjustness or life's not fair. I wish for that notion to fade into into distant memory. I had this discussion with my dad. Life is fair. When the rain falls, it doesn't fall on one man's house alone. We're all subject to gravity and aging and rain and stuff like that in the same way. We all have hearts that beat in our chest. We all bleed the same blood, unless you're a reptilian. But we all bleed similar blood. Uh, but human systems that have been developed are not fair. They need to be destroyed. The one, I mean, they either need to be rehabilitated or destroyed. And basically, at this point, we have put out enough opportunity for criminal corporations, and criminal institutions to come in line with public law, and they didn't do it. So they need to be destroyed lawfully and fully, sort of thing. So anyway, it's exciting. Yeah, we got the Pulse Chain testnet version 3 came out. I'm getting ready for the Pulse Chain mainnet launch. Definitely not market timing now that things are looking bullish again. That's exciting. I'm excited for Pulse Chain. I'm excited to see what Richard Hart does with a bigger platform. He's been more humble lately, and he's been more engaging with the community, giving better updates and so forth. And I think the message that I would offer, and that I would offer on behalf of the Hex community and in general, is that we want you to have the glory that you're seeking for. We want you to succeed. We want you to win. And as long as you stay aligned with the things you discuss in Sci-Vive, and the idea of helping people attain abundance in the way that thoughtful and skillful people don't have to worry about poverty, sort of vibe. I think that's awesome. And the idea of creating a special economic zone to have your own country, to have a real life Hexaco, like, that's awesome. And to be perfectly honest, like, I see, like, they're basically, by putting all of this liquidity into a system that is failing, the Fed, with printing all this money, basically what happens when you pull the drain out the bottom of the bathtub is all of that liquidity is going to go into hard assets. And to the degree that we can consider crypto a hard asset, it's secured by the best cryptography that we're capable of understanding, theoretically. Then it's gonna flow, and it's gonna flow like we've never seen before. So, like, imagine, all right, so, like, we've seen these photos of, like, Weimar Germany with hyperinflation and sort of thing, where people are, like, wheeling wheelbarrows full of cash in to buy a loaf of bread or whatever. Sure, I think that's entirely possible and probably likely. At some point, it's going to get crazy like that. The hyperinflation, because they're just the it doesn't make any darn sense. And they're getting called on their bluff. They're like, oh, we thought we could fractionally reserve everyone's money away to infinity on the hopes that they would never come asking for it. Now that they all came asking for it, we don't have it. So our only choice is to print more money. And that's going to do the same thing, dot, 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 infinite, infinite, infinite. The difference is that, in Weimar Germany, if you saw it coming and you knew that they were going to hyperinflate it, obviously you would have gotten out of cash into hard assets. Now, of course, this is a wartime thing. So, like, how much physical gold or silver could you have possibly stashed away, even if you were aware of what was going on during that time? And especially if you had to leave your home on short notice, sort of vibe. But now we're in a situation with cryptocurrency where you can put a treasure or a ledger in your pocket, in your briefcase, wherever, in your person, if it's that dire, if your security is that dire, and you can carry around an immense amount of wealth with you on one little thing. And honestly, even if you lose your ledger or your treasure or whatever, or if you don't have a hardware wallet, just put them fucking 12 seed words in your noggin, and from anywhere on earth, you can access a large amount of wealth. So at the same time, of course, right on cue, the government is trying to shut off all the crypto on ramps, and off ramps, and it's bullshit. It's lame. It's a real good reason to get involved in Darrow, true privacy coin. As much as I really think that Pulse Chain is going to be awesome and fun, and like a DeFi playground for like the counterculture kids in the crypto class. It's got the same security concerns as Ethereum, so like they're gonna have to tack on some a privacy layer or privacy project in some way to really get the most out of it, especially when these things become more important. Like if they try to put a ban on storing crypto in your own custody, sort of vibe. I think they're going to fail. I don't think they have the manpower to oversee all these people independently making all of these decisions and these blockchains that are decentralized all around the whole world. I don't think they can control it to that level. I mean, they'll target Bitcoin, people will move to Ethereum. They'll target Ethereum, people will move to Darrow and Epic Cash and Monero and whichever one makes the most sense. And like crypto is software. And so the company that wins is going to be the one that produces the best software to meet people's needs. And people's needs, thus far, privacy has been kind of low on the totem pole for crypto, which is quite surprising. It's like, don't people actually care about this? That like, if you send your coins on Ethereum through a Tornado Cash mixer, that your wallet can be blacklisted and you lose access to your funds. Don't you care about that? Like, you spend all these years hodling your Ethereum, right? And all of these swing trades and all of this, trying to get 1% per day increase in your portfolio, which is doing, great, honestly. Just to have your wallet tainted by some Tornado Cash mixed coins that maybe you didn't even mix them. They were given to you by a wallet who mixed them, and then your wallet got tainted by association. Like, and meanwhile, the Tornado Cash guy continues to sit in jail, like, for writing code to help people secure their own assets. Like, clown world, hello. I'm kind of having fun. I'm happy to be here. Get my thoughts off my chest. Anyway, I really hope for a more engaging experience online. I want to hang out with cool people and talk about cool stuff and these sort of things. And whatever. I also want to look at my pretty face, smiling, and enjoy the presence of myself, and honor myself, and give value to myself. I think I'm a wonderful person, and I don't think that there's any shame in that. I try my darn best. And you know what? Me being wonderful doesn't take anything away from your ability to be wonderful. So let's all be wonderful together. I'm gonna show you the thing. I'm excited about this. So the Darrow the Darrow NFT scene is freaking popping. There's some really cool projects coming around. Where are you? Oh yeah, awesome. Um, there's some really cool projects on Darrow coming around, just NFT stuff, and not too many just yet. But for those who haven't checked it out, the Tarot Illuma set is gorgeous and amazing and um, awesome, and the sister who made them is awesome, and I wish to support her. So check that out. It's fantastic. There's a couple other really nice ones on there. I'm working. I'll talk about my project here in a moment. And what else? Um, there's a deranged bunny airdrop or NFT collection that's coming out. I don't know. It's cool. Check out darrownfts.com. You can look at them yourself. Darrow Dex is also darrowdex.net. Um, and Darrow is releasing its GUI wallet upgraded version, Ingram, which I think still is working through some bugs and stuff, but it's pretty sweet. So it's very exciting. Like it's all homomorphically encrypted. It's all privacy by default. Um, very cool stuff. Anyway, check this out. This is a new set that's coming out, and I'm just paying attention on Twitter, and I got one coming to me. Check this guy out. Beep. This guy is Gleam. He's a little adorable Dorbling. Lol. DGen NFT collector over here. What's up, boy? Anyway, just participating in the community is fun, and that's super cool. And honestly, like cool stuff going on. But I did go to Ethereum Denver conference 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was very cool. And I learned a lot, and I had some really nice conversations. And you know, I don't know, I don't know how to feel. Like the smart contract thing is legit. Like being able to program trustless contracts that basically nobody can cheat on is freaking awesome. I like it better on Darrow than I do on Ethereum with the privacy by default. But I don't think smart contracts are going anywhere, which means Bitcoin uh, is always going to be at a disadvantage comparing against those ecosystems. Bitcoin is, I mean, it's basically a pet rock. It was the first pet rock in the blockchain space. It's a well secured pet rock. You know, um, they actually have Bitcoin NFTs now too. They're taking these ordinals, these like Satoshis. You can actually like engrave an image onto a Satoshi. I don't know how that works, engraving onto bits and bytes, but so that's happening. But I bought some Bitcoin last week um, just to on ramp and to put it on exchange and immediately trade out of it. And it's still like kind of the fees and the long confirmation times and stuff like that. It just can't compete compared to these other blockchains. It has first mover advantage. It has name brand advantage, and it's well secured. I think there's enough hash power working on it that like it is well secured. Although I did see an interesting infographic that said the hash power is going way up, indicating that it's possible that government agencies are trying to 51% attack it. Don't know the veracity of those claims, but interesting to think about because that is actually a vector of attack or a pain point for crypto in general. Vulnerability is like first off, the possibility that crypto was invented by intelligence agencies with the intention of making people think that it was free and independent and sovereign, but really they wrote all the code and they wrote, and they basically have the know-how and the capacity to corrupt the network anytime they choose. Like between like the intelligence agencies, the three-letter agencies. I think if they wanted to and they put all their resources towards it, sure, yeah, I think they could 51% Bitcoin. I think they could. They could certainly DDoS it or Sybil attack it, sort of thing. Um, I don't know enough about those attacks to know if they apply specifically to Bitcoin. Because the different blockchains are designed to address these different vectors of attack in different ways. So like, I'm not deep enough into the security world to really talk too much about that. Um, there's a guy that does security stuff on that I found, Officer CIA, I think is his name. Anyway, he's got some really good stuff. He's got a really good like thread on blockchain security on like GitHub or Reddit or wherever. Um, in any case, ETH Denver was super cool. I got to play some cool blockchain games. I got what else? Like I was there for the closing ceremony, so I got to see all of the hackathon submissions and hear them talk about it. Cool stuff. A lot of people talking about zero knowledge proofs. Zero zk EVM stuff. You know, I don't know, man. I'm super impressed by like the brain power in the space. Like people are making cool, amazing stuff. So, um, speaking about that, that's maybe like a segue for me to like start talking about like my project and where I'm stuck with it and like where I envision it going. So, my project for the Darrow Architecture and the Dark contest is the bulletin board system, and so I'm writing it to be like a private peer-to-peer messaging system where you can send a message to your homie. It's encrypted. Nobody can get in between you and it. And it's like DMs basically. Um, and it's cool. And it's prompted me to learn Golang and get into it and structure it and decide how I want to do it. And as part of the requirements for it, I wanted to have a couple add-on widgets or whatever to go into it, including something like a multi-user dungeon sort of thing, uh, old school style. So I've been looking at some like plugins for my browser-based game, or for my terminal-based game, my command line game, to make it into a game and to make like a Dungeons and Darrow sort of situation. And there's some cool tools where you can do like cool stuff on the command line. You can have little selector menus and drop down menus and even like rudimentary types of maps and move around the map and grab stuff sort of thing. And other people have done it, well. So like, I don't know, with my abilities, like I'm not going to build the world's greatest game. But anyway, I was going down the rabbit hole on that, and then I was like, oh, it'd be cool. Like, I should make a website for one, so that people can like log on the website and then play the game on the command line. I really like the idea of like doing it on the command line, that people can get like an old school experience of it, and it can be like more kind of for techie people. But then I also like the idea of having the website, and I want to do like an in browser game, like RPG style, like 16-bit Super Nintendo sort of vibe. And so I did find a really cool like RPG editor for JavaScript, where you can basically build your own little RPG and have it run in the browser. And so that's cool. And I'm looking at that and like downloading and implementing that. And then of course I went on the rabbit hole of like, what kind of in-browser games are cool and like what are the capabilities and what can we do. And then of course I end up going down the rabbit hole of like what's the new hot shit, and I'm like checking out the trailer for like the new Final Fantasy 16 and like this Blue Protocol and Grand Blue Fantasies, like like highly developed, highly rendered, immersive 3D RPG top shit. And I just bring that up just to say that I am fucking blown away by how talented these people are. Um, the illustrations and the graphics and the animations and the music and the code, the level of coding skill and know-how that goes into making these types of games, like, holy cow, it's fantastic. So that's awesome. But needless to say, I got pretty overwhelmed, like plinking around on my like command line game where it's taking me like 4 hours to code in like, hey, you found a potion, put it in your inventory, like save, like error handling and the whole thing. So anyway, people that are good at code are like fantastic. And it's a language, and I'm learning. I've spent most of the last couple days doing CSS stuff for this web page, and CSS is cool. It's pretty straightforward to learn. HTML also pretty cool and straightforward to learn. You just gotta learn all the attributes and all of the you know corner cases and all of the proper syntax and stuff like that. And I guess it's just with coding, as in with crypto, it's like time in the market beats timing the market. You just gotta pay your dues and learn as much as you can, and get as far as you can. And then I guess the lesson that I'm learning is to keep your project in the appropriate scope of, like, I'm not going to build the new hotness Final Fantasy game in the next 5 days before the section of the contest is due. But I can, build a cool website and start to learn some of that stuff. And it's a good skill, and I'm committed to it. And honestly, I just want to be my darn best self. I want to give something that's useful to the world. And even if the most useful thing I can give to the world is my sincerity and my love, then that's what I will give to the world. So it's fun, and it's fun to do something that's above your skill level, that's challenging. So coding is one of those things where the depth of knowledge goes as deep as you want to take it. Like, people doing really high-end graphic stuff and game stuff right now is like, it's a level that's maybe beyond the amount of investment that I'm willing to give to get to that level, which is okay. Um, Learning enough code to build a website or so, line stuff, and maybe write some smart contracts for Darrow or whatever. My connection is unstable. This is going to be one of those weeks where I talk to myself for an hour, and then when I check the stream, it's just like nothing is working the way it's supposed to. Glitchy as fuck. So anyway, so I'm working on that project, and it's kind of cool. I did get to participate in the Arbitrum airdrop this week, which was fantastic. If I would have known it was going to go like that, I would have fucking ran it up with like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 wallets. Honestly, it was a nice little chunk. So anybody that got in on that, awesome, congratulations. I think Arbitrum is a pretty cool layer 2, and I'm pleased to be in on it. I would have been pleased to be in on Ethereum at $10 when I left the mainstream world in 2016, but I didn't. God, I wish I would have put even just like a couple $100 in, for fuck's sake. But it is what it is. I dragged my feet on crypto. Like, some of this thing about, like, we're mining blocks out of nowhere, and you have to burn electricity in order to get to mine a block, and then you have to pay gas. Like, I'm paying gas to use a computer. Like, what are you talking about? Sort of thing. And at the end of the day, it is kind of just a game. Like, all this money and abundance and stuff situation, it's about having access to the resources that you need to take care of your people. That's all it is. It's, other than that, it's just monkeys pressing buttons, looking at number go up, sort of vibe, straight up. Like, it's not that important. The important thing is that we gain access to the resources that we need to take care of our people, and that the individuals, institutions, and corporations that have not upheld the public law and have acted against the best interests of humanity, that basically, because of those actions, they've forfeited their right, to access the market in the same way. Basically, what we're talking about in the States Assembly is that these corporations and these people that have been running these corporations, that if they are found guilty according to public law, due process, the whole thing, which I do believe in, I'm not just advocating for recklessness, that they will lose the privilege of incorporation. They will lose the privilege to form a business ever again. They will lose access to, basically, which, ironically, is basically what they are trying to do to the common man and woman of the world. Is they want to create a central bank digital currency system where, people, where they have the right to deprive people to access to the monetary system. And that's basically what they're in for. Is your corporation not only is found, guilty of criminality, but when given the opportunity to correct that behavior, you decline to. So you lose the right of incorporation ever again. You're gonna have to learn how to hustle. You're gonna have to learn how to receive the abundance of the Most High. And coming from a vibe like that, I don't like your chances, fam. Sort of thing. Yep, I'm running out of steam. Love you, fam. Um, there's good things coming. We got good things coming this year. Summertime's coming up, festival time. I was saying, like, I'm focused on just being my best self, and it's like, I don't care if I ever go to a party ever again. I just want to be my darn self. Fuck a party. My life is a celebration, and it goes all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even just like, I just don't resonate with like the hedonism of people trying to party, like, you know, alcohol vibration. No, no, damn. Like, you're only hurting yourself, you know? And it's nice, like, I'm resonating with the vibe of like, fill up my cup with some moringa and spirulina and, high quality superfoods and go to the gym before the sun comes up, sort of vibe. And it feels very nice. It feels very nice to invest in oneself on a level like that and to work hard to be an honorable person. And I think people just underestimate the value of self-respect, self-love, of honoring oneself, and being gentle, simple, humble, kindness, and compassion. And I've given this lesson before, and you hear me like tearing up about it. It means so much to me, and it doesn't resonate with a lot of people. And like, oh no, like, I want people to care as much as I do. And it reflects in the way that they treat me, and it makes me go away, makes me seek solitude. You know, I see you not caring about the world, not you, but like the royal you. I see people not caring about the world and then come to me and want to be my friend. No, no. If you demonstrate that you don't care about the world and you're not willing to change your behaviors in order to make the world a better place, and you don't care about yourself because you won't get up in the morning and you can't stay sober, you know, and you don't have goals or ambitions and you won't stick to anything and you don't fucking return calls, and you're not reliable and responsible and thoughtful and caring and committed and dedicated and courageous, then you can't be a part of my life. Because I am those things. You're going to fucking bounce right out of my life if you don't resonate on that level. You know? But having said that, we're winning. I don't care. Uh, I don't care, about my, I'd like to participate, and I like life, and I deserve what is mine. What is mine, and I deserve it. And I'm pleased to share, right? I have a body. I have hair that I like to tie knots in. I have a presence. I have a face. It is meant to be seen. You know, um, there is an ego in here. There is an ego that exists within me, and that's okay. Ego makes a wonderful servant and a terrible master. Um, beyond that, like, I like to look good in the mirror when I go to the gym. I like to feel strong and big and capable. And you know what? I played it the other way. I played it in the background, played it like, letting everybody else kind of have their turn and have to shine or whatever. And I got no appreciation. People forget you when you step into the background. They think you're in the background because you don't have what it takes to be in the foreground or whatever. Nah, I was letting you have your moment. I was letting you shine. I like for you to shine. I want to see you win. But if you think I took a step back because I'm weak, let's go. Sort of vibe. I can rock the center of the stage like you wouldn't believe. I don't need to. I don't need it. I will rock the center of the biggest stage you put me on when I'm convinced that you want me as bad as I want you. I want you to be your best, shining, full power, amazing self. I want you to smile from the center of your soul. I want you to dance and sing and play in the meadow and be awed by rainbows and shooting stars. I want the dolphins to jump from the ocean at sunset with the rainbow and the coconut trees while you eat mangoes with the people you love and your feet in the sand, drinking juice, delicious, nutritious superfood, amazing juice, and feel the love in your heart that we're all connected and we are all so happy together. And we're working towards that world. We have to deconstruct Babylon to get there. We have to deconstruct Babylon. We have to deconstruct Babylon. If it means we have to break it down and burn it down, then we have to do that collectively with consciousness. And we will. There's way more of us than there are of them. And even the ones that there are of them, they're so deep in ignorance. But ignorance can be reformed. Ignorance can be healed, sort of thing. It's just a tall task. But it's not an option. There is no reconciliation with Babylon. There is no truce with Babylon. Some Henry David Thoreau stuff. It's civil disobedience, you know. The whole darn thing. And we're doing it, and we're going to do it. And I hope to be there when it happens and when it becomes clear to everyone that it's true. And we can all sit in the sun and sing the praises of the one true God that goes by an infinite number of names, the one that animates our spirit and puts the love in our heart. Sort of odd. So. Anyway, it's all good. So yeah, like I said, I'll probably I'm gonna tap on whenever the fuck I feel like it. If I'm free on Sunday and I'm at the house and I feel like it, I'll be on here. And if I don't, I won't. You know where to find me. Leave a message in the comment. I'll look at it. I'll read it. I'll answer your question. We can have a dialogue. You can be my friend. And that's it. Hit me up on Twitter. Nico Trades Loot. It's where I do crypto stuff all day long, and we're connected with the Darrow community and the Hex community. And that's where a lot of this stuff goes on. Stay posted on airdrops and stuff. Like a couple new airdrops coming up. The ZK Sync airdrop I'm looking at. Apparently they're funded like 3 or 4 times more than Arbitrum was, so their airdrop could be pretty good. Might be worth doing multiple wallets for. The Arbitrum airdrop was good. It was good. I missed the Optimism airdrop and the Aptos airdrop, and so I was like, I knew the Arbitrum was coming. I wish I would have done a couple wallets for real. I didn't like. Dang, that was a nice little bump to my portfolio. I was able to sell off a little bit and to pick up to pad my positions in another couple projects I liked. I do like stuff like that. It's exciting. Crypto is exciting. We're getting there. We're kind of starting to look bullish again. And as people lose faith in the mainstream system, like I'm so ready for the moon. Like you want to see a world where I have access to abundance. I already have dreams of a hippie university in the foothills. Like have all of my friends come and just learn how to be awesome all day, every day. Chemistry class, and we'll be working on superfood, natural, microbiotic, psychoactive if necessary, healing, synergistic, adaptogenic, ding, 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 ding stuff, wilderness skills, agriculture, growing stuff, singing, dancing, playing, the whole darn thing. You want to live in a world where I have access to abundance. Not to mention that we're going to make a golden submarine and go see what's going on up at the North Pole, drink from the living waters, and enter into the earth and visit with the higher dimensional crystal beings. Let's go. No. Yeah. No, I haven't had a psychedelic adventure in a while, but I'm still that cat. Trust me. I just been on a different vibe this week. But we can take it. We can take it as far as we want. We're going to manifest a reality that's absolutely unbelievably fantastic. I'm right there with you. So that's my vibe, all day, every day. We have amazing things, you know. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so down. So down. Let's go. Yeah. Ramble, ramble, ramble. I hope you're picking up my vibe. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoy sharing my vibe to myself on my screen. I look forward to more engagement, more interaction. I want to go out in the world and play with my amazing friends. Cool ass thing about Ethereum Denver is it's like high quality people working hard to be as smart and productive as they can be to make the world a better place. Builders and the whole thing. Super cool. I was really impressed. Like with at ETH Denver, there was like there's a low key psychedelic vibe going on. I heard it mentioned in multiple contexts. People talking about using psychedelics for creativity, for like coding aptitude and so forth. I just like I want to live in a world where people respect the medicine and that we have access to the real medicines again. And this notion of making medicine out of petroleum, lol, goes away forever. Rant. Rockefeller, medical education complex, criminalization of natural remedies, the whole thing. It's been yuck the whole time. Okay, that's it. Love you very much. Have a great week. I hope you have enjoyed the vibe, and I look forward to sharing it with you again. Leave a comment, leave a question. I'll get to you next time. You're always welcome. Anytime you see me on, come say hi. Love you very much. Have a great week. Bye-bye.